Hello, y'all. It's been a minute. So I've been, doing a couple of things here and there, but I'm here. I'm back, and that's what's up. Um, this today's episode, we're gonna be talking about something for the first time: relationships. We've not had an episode about that, so I think it's high time that we add this talk. If you know what I mean, like everybody has relationships, whether it's platonic or romantic. You know the drill. We've had experiences from the past, the ones in the present, yada yada yada. Okay, but today we'll be talking about, romantic relationships. So let's dive right into it. Um the sentence that's been in my head was, are you your specs spec? This thing has been going over the years on social media. Like, are you dating who wants to date you? Is the person you're attracted to you, if you get what I mean? So and also, let's backtrack a bit. When I was in my 20s, yeah, I'm not old, let's get that out of the way. When I was in my 20s, dating dynamic is different from now. Like, then men do the pursuing so much more that if you really do like a guy, you don't you really have no you don't get to summon the courage to ask him out, like now that where people slide into the DMs, drop comments here and there, and are very open about it. So what people did then, not so long ago, maybe in the late 2010-ish, or before, some years before that and after, was you position yourself into the environment where the people you're attracted to are, if that makes any sense. But now the world is dynamic. Nobody will just walk up to you. Probably people still do that, but not as often as before, where you could just have a conversation with someone when you're in like maybe you're traveling and you're in a public transport or a train or something like that. That doesn't really happen anymore. Now everybody's on social media. You get what I mean? So that's the difference now. That's what I see. And it looks like it's more easier for women to now do the choosing of the kind of people they want to date. The question is, do these people want to date you as well? Are you your spec? Right, that's gonna be a debate for different people's perspective about relationships. But my own take is more deeper, on a deeper level. It shouldn't be more into what the person looks like anymore. Physical attraction is very important, I know, but there's so much depth that needs to be looked into, rather than just what you look for, what you look like together on the gram. So we're talking emotional stability, we're talking about spiritual stability, we're talking about financial stability, we're talking about people looking into someone who's kind, who's generous, and who has a fear of God. Let's put it out there. And on the side note, someone who's wealthy does not necessarily mean someone who's generous. So don't think because someone is wealthy, they're gonna take care of you. Also, you should take care of yourself, but you know what I mean. Like, when you have a partner, you assume you can share at some certain point something you're going through, probably a struggle, and if they can share some encouraging words, even show up for you, other than more than friends show up for you. But I've realized that some people, I've had experiences where their families and their friends show up for them more than, even marriages show up more than their spouses. And I think it's not an healthy dynamic, if you get what I mean. Like, you call this person your life partner and you run around to every other person except them. So what are they there for? So in the early on, I think we have the power to do the choosing first, either as a male or as a female. You have just you have just one good shot at picking the right person. We are all imperfect humans. Things can go south. Life happens on the way. But at the same time, it's important that the selection process is done at the best possible screening that you can do. Right. So that's out of the way. And if we're gonna talk about selection process, I would say the people I dated in my 20s, the kind of people I dated in my 20s are not the kind of people I will date now. I have to be 100% honest. I have morphed over the years. My dynamic of my personality has changed a lot. What I'm attracted to has changed a lot. I'm more into so many other things that I put as criteria. You need to know yourself well to know what you want in a significant other. So yeah, it's gonna be different now. However, we have also realized that the pool is different now. Like the pool of what you want is not as much as, or maybe let me just assume the awareness of what women, not in general, specific women want in their spouses, their partners, I've kind of, is now wider. People are now asking for more, not just financial stability or, just being there as a person, as a figure. People now want more. People now want more emotional involvement. People now want more presence. That's the word, presence. People now want more present, not more, oh, I provide this, I provide money, what else do you want? People want more than that now. In the past, maybe that was okay, where women were the one doing more of the pouring in while they get probably breadcrumbs in return, and that was a dynamic that was okay in the past because the other party was the male figure mentions that, oh, I provide money, what else do you want? This is just an example. There's so many things out there that women want right now, and that's changing the dynamic of the dating world. So, having said that, are you your spec? So I've come to realize that people have their what they are attracted to, if you get what I mean. Women, I think there's a, I'm trying to look for the right word. There is a, will I say, pandemic for tall dark men? Okay, don't let me use the pandemic, but there's a demand for tall dark men. But yeah, it's now a thing that if he's tall, dark, and can take care of himself, a certain number of women would let other things slide. Maybe they are not aware enough, maybe they don't care to want more, and then in the marriage you realize that you want and need more for yourself than just the physical looks, if you get what I mean. I'm not gonna lie, have I had a spec before? I think I've generally found people attractive. Like, you could be an individual and I can spot out what makes you unique. I don't know if that makes any sense. I can see someone in front of me and their features that makes them unique is what I will see. I basically see good in people, like, yeah, because everybody has their quirks, things they're insecure about, and things that make them beautiful. Like, example, someone could have a very good set of teeth, some could have piercing beautiful eyes, not anything. So I'm just the kind of person who sees the beauty in people. Having said that, so it's not really, it shouldn't be really about physical attraction alone. That is there, don't let's lie. That is there because it is important not to pretend that that is not one of the reasons. That's what we see first before we start seeing the things behind the surface, if you get what I mean. I hope I'm not rambling. I think I'm not, but if I am, I hope you do enjoy it. So talking about being at peace and being content, I've gotten to a place in life right now, and I know a couple of young women in the 30s who have gotten to a place of content. I mean, there are certain goals that are important to let's talk about purpose. Everybody has purpose in life, and it's beautiful if you find someone who's gonna not you're not gonna put the burden of your purpose on their life. No, you're gonna have your purpose, they're gonna have their purpose, and then you're gonna work as a team together to achieve it. That being said, being at peace and content right now means that I know things would fall into place the way it should. What I'm saying is there shouldn't be unnecessary pressure. I don't know where that used to come from. I don't know. Like when I was younger, I used to literally see people, young adults then, like maybe two decades ago, a decade or 2 decades ago, young adults who are my age, who were my age now, my current age bracket now, 10 years ago, I see them like panicking, making decisions out of fear, getting married out of, oh my god, what if this person that's asking me my hand in marriage is the last person that's going to ask me out in marriage, and then I better marry him now, maybe nobody else is coming. Now the question is, are they who you need to in your life to fulfill the purpose of both of you together? Do they align with your goals, your values, or because they ask for your hand in marriage, that's it makes them the right fit for you? If you get what I mean, there's something where someone is the right fit for you. With the rate at which people split these days, I think we need to go back into the fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like, why go into it only to come out? I'm not saying, we live in an imperfect world. That being said, does not mean that everybody that out of it did not make the right choice. However, there's also a percentage of where some people finally found themselves in the relationship and realized this isn't working for them anymore. Some people, other factors, like if we go into it now, would be too much to discuss for an episode. Maybe there's gonna be a episode 2.0. You never know. If you want that, if you enjoy this, you can chat me up on the Instagram, Notes from My Journal podcast, and we could prepare something else. So as I was saying, it's like you know. Let me go a bit spiritual now. You know that God has got your back, right? You know 1,000%. Let's leave 100. Let's leave 100% now. Let's go to 1,000%. You know that God's got your back. Then the question is, why are you panicking? Like, I'm not gonna lie. The things in the past, like things I wanted to achieve in life, that I panicked and they still worked out fine for me. Then the question is, why do you have to waste so much mental energy disturbing your peace of mind? Like, peace of mind is so expensive these days that you rather protect it than to be worrying about things that are out of your control. That's the word I've been trying to look for. Out of your control. The only thing and person you can control is you, right? So why would you panic about something that you cannot control when you know God's got your back eventually? If that makes any sense. And I figured out that experience comes with age. Well, not like just you're just growing and adding years over your age and that experience. No, some events, some life events that occurs with you in life makes you wiser, makes you more, gives you a wider perspective of life's view, so much more that you start, showing up differently in your life, both personally, internally, and externally. You start showing up differently in your life because of wisdom and experiences. I really think you can get wisdom without experience, except you're self-aware enough to learn from other people's mistakes. So there are some things you learn from people, and there are some things you learn for yourself, and that includes in relationships. What else can be really? I'm really thinking. Like there's so many. Relationships it's a broad subject. So much more that people who are married, I'll tell you, no relationship is the same. No marriage is the same. No relationship is the same. Find what works for you and run with it. And you honestly have to put God in your center, because there's I've heard things, and there's nothing that can work in a relationship if there's no God, or whatever you believe in. Let me put it that way. You need to be a very spiritual person to make a marriage work, and that is for a fact. Like, nobody can tell me otherwise, because even as an individual who's single, you need God in all ramifications to live in this world that we live in. So how much more when there's coming up together of two different people? That's gonna take a lot of force, and you need what does the word? You need higher guidance. Yeah. Thank you. I thank myself for finding that word. You need an higher guidance to guide you into a what's the word? What do they call marriage? They call it a school that you never graduate, right? To institution. Yeah, you need an higher power to guide you through this institution that you've never been before, or maybe you've been in it before and you're trying it again with someone else. If you get what I mean. So yeah, to be honest, I had a conversation with my grandfather, because I was home like a couple of months ago, and he asked me some questions, and everything that we had a conversation about ended up me telling him, like, Grandpa, I am content and I am at peace. Those two things are so important in life right now that you shouldn't trade it for anything. Because God's got you. Like, why would you even worry at all? Like, sometimes I think, this emoji of the hand on the face, like when you have a hand slap the face, like, oh my God, not a go again. That's the imagination I have. That's when we worry, like I know God doesn't have a hand on the face like that. It's just an expression, like, oh my God, not again. Why are you worrying? I got you. That kind of stuff. Yeah. So this is for anybody out there, right? It's if you know, and you should know that God got you. Do not worry. Be content and be at peace, and be close to your Creator, whatever that is. whoever that is to you, and just know that everything works out in the end. Look at the pattern of your life from now backwards. Take a look at it. Sit down and do an inventory of your life and ask yourself, where has God not got you? In the things that you want that you didn't get, you would realize that you end up getting better. I can tell you for a fact. You end up getting better. So why the hell are you worrying? Oh, okay, I'm not supposed to say that. That's a curse word because we don't curse here, but yeah, you know what I mean. That will be a pass. Why are you on earth worrying? Like, why? It seems to amaze me why people lose their joy because they're finding life partners. If you lose your joy trying to find a life partner, what will the life partner you're trying to find come and meet? A joyless person? Like, really? Wow. Like, make it make sense. Nobody wants to be with someone who's got no joy and happiness in their life. It should be an extension of you, not an addition of you. You should be all my H factor is coming in. Pardon me. You should be an awesome individual already, a person who's filled so much more that they found their purpose, they're happy as who they are, and whoever comes along is an extension. Like example, like having icing on the cake, not the cake itself. Yeah, I hope that maybe I'm gonna cut that out, but that cough was not necessary. So you get the drift. You get what I mean. Nobody wants to be with someone who's sad, and you shouldn't be. Imagine wasting years of your life trying to wait for another human being. That's a long time of time that you never get back. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Learn something, have fun, travel the world. If you can, read a book, try art, anything. Just make sure you're grounded, because that's the most important thing. Be a grounded person, because these life quizzes is about twists and turns. You never know what's coming next. Just make sure you're grounded and have good relationships with friends, with family, and a loved one. And when the person comes, you will be just fine. And that's from me, Faye, from Notes from My Journal. See you in the next episode.